Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, I am absolutely buzzing today because we are diving into something truly monumental. We're breaking down the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, if you've been keeping tabs on this, you already know we aren't just talking about another summer tournament. This is a complete, ground-up restructuring of the biggest sporting event on the planet. So let's cut through the noise, look at the hard facts, and figure out exactly how this massive event is going to work, and maybe more importantly, what it'll actually take for you to snag a seat. Here's the roadmap for today. We're hitting 4 stops. First, the biggest tournament ever. Second, how the format works. Third, host cities and venues. And fourth, the ticket buying reality. Let's jump in. Section 1, the biggest tournament ever. You know, we haven't seen a format change like this since 1998. And honestly, the scale of what's happening across North America is just staggering. Take a look at this comparison. On the left is the traditional format we all know and love, 32 teams, 64 matches, typically hosted by one nation. But 2026, we are leaping to 48 teams and a mind-blowing 104 matches co-hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Guys, that's 40 additional matches. This isn't just a tweak to the rules, it's a completely new beast. Moving right along to Section 2, how the format works. So 48, that's the magic number. By opening the doors this wide, the tournament is welcoming nations that have literally never had the chance to step onto this kind of global stage. We're talking about debuting teams like Cape Verde, Curacao, Jordan, and Uzbekistan. This is huge because it gives smaller programs a real, legitimate shot to test their mettle against soccer's absolute elite. It adds a whole new element of unpredictability to the mix. And if you're wondering where those extra spots are actually going, here's the breakdown. Europe's UEFA gets 16, Africa's CAF gets 10, and Asia's AFC secures 9. And here's a really cool milestone. For the very first time, all 6 global confederations have at least one guaranteed berth. It's a much more globally distributed pie, which is exactly what you want for a World Cup, right? Now, to organize all 48 of these teams, the official draw took place on December 5th, 2025, in Washington, D.C., locking in the 12 groups of 4. As a matter of record regarding the event, the ceremony actually began with FIFA presenting a newly created FIFA Peace Prize to U.S. President Donald Trump. According to the reporting, this presentation immediately drew scrutiny and sparked controversy among human rights groups and analysts. After that presentation, the draw proceeded to sort the teams and map out the summer's matches. So how do we actually get from that massive group stage to crowning a champion? Well, that brings us to a brand new addition, the round of 32. In the past, only 16 teams survived the group stage. Now, the top 2 teams in each of the 12 groups automatically advance, and they're joined by the 8 best third-place teams. It essentially means 32 teams get thrown into this high-stakes elimination bracket. So the do-or-die drama of knockout soccer starts a lot earlier and lasts a lot longer. To put this 39-day marathon into perspective, the action kicks off on June 11th with the opening match at the legendary Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. After the grueling group stage wraps up, that massive new round of 32 begins on June 28th. And the whole shebang culminates on July 19th with the grand finale at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. All right, Section 3, host cities and venues. We are dealing with a continental footprint here. 16 host cities spread across Canada, Mexico, and the US. But think about the logistics. If a team had to fly from Vancouver down to Miami and then back over to LA, the travel fatigue would absolutely ruin them. So FIFA did something pretty smart. They grouped the host cities regionally into Western, Central, and Eastern clusters. Teams are going to stay within their designated clusters during the group stage. It's a move designed to reduce travel time, keep the players' legs fresh, and frankly, make it a lot easier for traveling fans to follow their teams without having to crisscross North America every 3 days. Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? With 104 matches spread across 3 massive countries and millions of fans descending on these 16 cities, how do you actually get a seat in the stadium? And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, the ticket buying reality. Let's make this abstract process super concrete using real-world data released by the Scottish Football Association. As you can see, the variance in pricing is pretty wild. For a group stage match, the most accessible ticket, the Category 4 supporters entry, is just $60. Not bad, right? But if you want a Category 1 premium seat for a high-profile group match against a marquee team like Brazil, you're looking at dropping up to $700. And the final?
Well, a Category 4 is still $60, but that Category 1 ticket rockets to an eye-watering $8,680. It brilliantly illustrates FIFA's variable pricing strategy. They're catering to the everyday fan while heavily tapping into the ultra-premium market.
Here's the catch, though. Just having the cash doesn't guarantee you a ticket. For fans buying through their national team or participating member associations in FIFA speak, it's a strict multi-step process. Step 1, eligible fans get a specific access code. Step 2, they have to apply in the official portal by a hard deadline of January 13th. And step 3, this is absolutely crucial to understand, it is not first come, first serve. Tickets are allocated via a ballot based on loyalty points. Basically, the fans with the longest, most proven history of attending matches get priority in the draw. So, you really need to understand the strict rules you're bound by once you hit that apply button. First off, you can only apply for one single category of ticket. Next, there's a hard limit of 4 tickets per household for the general draw. But here's the biggest thing. You have to enter your credit card details up front. If your application gets picked, payment is taken automatically in February. And listen to this part. There is expected to be no official resale platform for these association tickets. So honestly, you should only apply if you fully 100% intend to go, because once that card is charged, you are locked in. As the ticketing platform SeatGeek puts it perfectly, this truly is the start of a new chapter in global soccer. We're looking at a totally reinvented format, an unprecedented continental scale, and a really high-stakes reality for fans trying to witness it all in person. So I'll leave you with this to think about. As the sport expands to 48 teams and 104 matches, including more of the world than ever before, will this massive new scale dilute the magic? Or is it going to create a global spectacle unlike anything humanity has ever seen? Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and keep learning.